Good morning, everybody. This is Coach Bob Risch. I want to welcome everybody to Living the Dream. It lies within you, and here is how to obtain it. As people are still coming in, I thank you for taking the time to be able to come in and learn a little bit about living the dream. I'm a certified business coach and corporate trainer. I'm also a business consultant. A little bit about me. I have been coaching and training and business consulting for a little over 20 years. I have had the privilege of accumulating over 12,000 hours of classroom and stage hours. And I have served and trained over 7,000 business professionals, primarily in the insurance and financial industries. I am a business coach because I have a passion to help busy professionals who are successful, but know that there is something more out there that they have not been able to achieve. I help you get to that level of success you know you are capable of achieving, living the dream life. The dream life lies within you. Today, we are going to discover how to obtain it. At the end of this webinar, you will have the opportunity to take advantage of taking that dream life to the next level by mastering your dream life. Are you ready to live your dream life? Here we go. I have a good friend who retired from the Air Force after 23 years of service. As a first sergeant in charge of thousands of airmen, he gained much wisdom and life lessons. He has said on multiple occasions, the worst day in the Air Force is better than the best day out of the Air Force. The message is he understood what it means to live his dream life. He shared with me one time that every enlisted recruit is an E9. An E9 is the highest rank possible for an enlisted airman. Every enlisted recruit is a Chief Master Sergeant. As I thought about what he said, it was very profound. Every recruit may start out as an airman. They all are a Chief Master Sergeant. They have not yet earned the right to wear the 9 stripes yet. Although many will never reach their potential, all have the opportunity to reach their maximum potential. When I asked him, why did you retire as an E7? His response, my mouth. And if you know Norm, you would understand exactly what I'm saying. He will be the first to tell you he made choices. And all choices have rewards, as well as consequences. I say all that to say this. We as business owners have the potential to live the dream life. It lies within us all. It is our decision to go get it. Now, there are 3 things I have in my business that 99% of all business owners will never achieve. The first is I get up whenever I want. The second is I go to bed whenever I want. And the third is, yes, I take a nap whenever I want. Yes, I hear your chuckles out there. I also see your head bobbing up and down as to say, yes, I would love that as well. The truth is, all of you can have it too. What does all this mean? It represents freedom. That is what we are trying to achieve. That is why we went into business. However, the reality is the business strips us of our freedom and controls our life, our time, our energy, and our finances. Today, we are discussing living the dream life. It lies within us all. We just need to discover how to earn the right to live it. First, We need to discover how to do more in less time. Greater productivity releases our commitment to low priorities and enables us to focus on high priorities. When we have greater productivity, we increase profits. Increased profits facilitates more options. As we are introduced to more options, we are able to move closer to the dream. We are able to move closer to that dream life. With more options, the quality of our life will be enhanced. This opens up the door for the dream life. More free time and more fun stuff. So what do we need to do? Let's get to it and go get it. As we all can attest to, there are many obstacles in life. However, as many articles that present themselves and many obstacles that present themselves, it is our responsibility to go manage them. You may not be able to avoid all the obstacles. However, you can manage them. Managing obstacles starts with your thinking. How you think determines the clarity in which you approach obstacles. We at Focal Point Business Coaching International did research on what is the number one key success in this decade. What we found was shocking. Different to what many believe, human resource experts said the number one difficulty to hiring people is that they have the inability to complete one task at a time. They have the inability to complete one task at a time. Wow. What a revelation. It was not education. It was not experience. It was not work ethic or ethics. It was multitasking. Unfortunately, people believe multitasking is a faster way to gain success. Essentially, it was the inability to focus on one thing and doing it well without succumbing to distractions. What is it? It's focus. Unfocused behavior, the myth that so entraps many of us is that we believe that we are actually more productive when doing multiple things at the same time with less efficiency, lower productivity, and greater stress. Here are the facts. Device interruption is one of the biggest factors. Not taken into account many other interruptions we face on a daily basis. Device interruptions, the phone that many of you have in your hands at the moment, and the same phone that many of you just put down as soon as I said that, even though there's no camera in your room, has become an addiction. The average adult checks their phone 45 times a day. If that is not surprising, the average college student checks their phone 18 times an hour. It takes the brain 17 minutes to get back on track. It takes 17 minutes for the brain to get back to the task that it should have been on in the first place. Taking 45 interruptions a day at 17 minutes to get back on track. This calculates to over 12 hours a day of interruptions. The average workday is 8 hours, and not taking into account all the other interruptions we face, it is amazing that anything gets done. The bottom line, it is an addiction of epic proportions. It is an addiction of epic proportions. Here is another astonishing example. In a study taken in a geriatric doctor's office, the question was asked, How long did it take for people to pull out their electronic devices? The average person in the group pulled out their device within 44 seconds of sitting down. Men, 21 seconds. Women, 57 seconds. What does this tell you? We have an addiction. When someone is addicted to cocaine, the addictive factor is the dopamine shot into the brain. It has been proven that with the interruption is responsible for the shooting of the same shot of dopamine. The conclusion, the addiction can be crippling. Now that we have discovered why the dream life eludes so many people, let's discuss how to begin to move toward that dream life. The first principle is how to make your dream life a reality, is determining the thoughts which deserve your attention. How to make your dream life a reality is determining the thoughts which deserve your attention. We have so many thoughts bombarding our minds each day. It can be overwhelming. I recall the scene in the movie Bruce Almighty, starring Jim Carrey, when he begins to take on the responsibilities of God and must listen to everyone's prayers. Bruce Almighty, played by Jim Carrey, asked that all prayers be put on sticky notes. As you can see, overwhelming was the only conclusion. Although comical, it is a powerful illustration. The lesson here is our minds can be cluttered with thoughts that can keep us out of control. The thoughts we focus on will determine what we believe. Activity is a byproduct of our belief, and if thoughts are not moving you towards your goals, you need to make a choice not to make them a priority. As a man thinks, so he is. Only focus on the thoughts that deserve your attention. The second principle on how to make your dream life a reality is discovering the value of fear and not the comfort of complacency. Often we move towards the comfort of complacency and move away from the value of fear. As you can see here, a safety net is in front of you. A trapeze artist freely entertains the masses without the fear of falling. Why? Is because the safety net removes the fear. The fear is replaced with safety. The safety net allows you to realize your dream. The masses often find themselves in fear because of the safety net. Often, the masses feel more comfortable under the net, believing it is protecting them. When you are under the net becomes a trap. The perception of the safety net is danger. Oftentimes, the perception of the trap is safety. In the absence of fear, there will always be complacency. The third principle of how to make your dream life a reality is directing your activity to your successful outcome. First, realize that circumstances are a reality. Just as the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, circumstances will appear each and every day. Denial through excuses will not eliminate circumstances. Denials create blind spots. Secondly, accepting the reality of the circumstances creates realistic expectations. We understand the circumstances are in front of us, on the side of us, and behind us. Accepting the reality of the circumstances removes the blind spots. Having mirrors in the right place while driving reduces blind spots. Accepting the reality of the circumstances reduces being blindsided by the circumstance. Third, focus on what is in your control. Activity, schedule, and attitude are in your control. When you focus on what you can control, you take responsibility for your schedule, your activity, and most of all, your attitude. Taking responsibility is the key, because last is to transform your negative emotion into positive momentum. Energy is contagious. People will feed off of your energy. As your energy changes, people will respond accordingly. As people respond to energy, your thoughts respond as well. As you entertain thoughts, thoughts produce like thoughts. Negative thoughts breed negative thoughts. Positive thoughts breed positive thoughts. Your outcome is always successful based on your thoughts. Despite the circumstances, you choose to be a victim of your circumstances or choose to be a victor based on your thoughts. However, the choice is yours. The fourth principle is dream without restriction. Remember, as a child, who were you is what you dreamed. How many of you and your children and grandchildren were a fireman, a firefighter, a police officer, a military hero, the sports hero? In their mind, they are that person. We know that they're playing, and on some level, so do they. But in their mind, what is happening is the reality. Why? It's because they dream big. They dream as a child without restrictions. Although the reality is play acting, in your mind, you were there, just like your children, just like you used to be there. The reality you created in your mind creates a world of fun and excitement. We need to dream without restrictions. When you dream without restriction, you will achieve to greater expectations. People will rise to their expectations. You will rise according to your expectations. The fifth principle is determining to transfer negative emotion into positive momentum. This is key. It's a determination that you make to transfer that negative emotion into a positive momentum, because determination is the desire to move in a direction regardless of the circumstance. The determination to build momentum is your choice. The decision to stay back into negative emotion is a choice. When you determine to use your circumstances as a stepping stone, natural momentum will take place. When you choose to excuse your circumstances as stumbling blocks, falling backwards is the natural progression. This is the secret. When momentum is achieved, it will become natural to move forward. It takes more energy to get up after falling backwards in negative emotion than propelling forward into positive momentum. Then what is the biggest obstacle? What is your biggest obstacle? Take a moment and think of what is your biggest obstacle each and every day. Is it the fact that you dread Monday morning? Is it the fact that you look forward to Friday night, not because of a fun weekend, but you are looking to escape your week, only to dread it coming again? What about your families? What about your purpose? What about your passions? What is your biggest obstacle? What is keeping you from your dream life? Fear. Fear can cripple you, or it can propel you. Because fear, when it cripples you, it's based on failure, embarrassment, and rejection. When you see fear as something to avoid, you will fall victim to fear by focusing on you becoming a failure, you becoming an embarrassment, and you becoming a reject. However, when you see fear as a learning experience, you see failure as a learning opportunity. Embarrassment doesn't come into play because you see the awkward moment as temporary, and you know that you are not a reject is because you are special and you are value. Self-doubt is a seed of failure. Self-doubt is fertilized with fear. Self-doubt is what you allow to grow and linger when you allow your fear to control your momentum. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. These thoughts come directly from you that are not based on the reality, they're based on the circumstances. The reality is you are somebody special and you are somebody that can make a difference in somebody else's life. But before other people can believe it, you need to believe it. Self-doubt is a cancer. When you believe you are less than who you are, you have no confidence. You often become that doormat for the people around you. On the other side, when you feel that you are overconfident and you are better than other people, that you are cocky and arrogant, both sides you will find is the result of low confidence. Whether you believe that you are less or you are arrogant, both are a result of low confidence in you. The key is knowing your lane. The key is knowing that you are enough. The key is understanding that you are a child of God, understanding that you are of value. It's understanding that you understand your lane down the middle. It's not thinking too little or too much. It's understanding that you are enough. You are the best who you are, and you are who God made you. And when you're able to believe that, it's amazing as even down the middle, you will have a choice of your directions. You can go one way or the other way. It's still up to you, but you get to choose and not allow your direction to be chosen by the thoughts that restrict your belief of who you really are. The challenge. Have you become satisfied because of fear? Are you willing to settle for less to avoid becoming uncomfortable? The danger of fear is not what you think will happen. The danger of fear is that it can convince you to be comfortable in fear. You make excuses which replace your potential. There are so many people in this world who have chosen to live less with less and chosen to have less because they have decided that it's easier to live with the comfort of complacency than allow fear to drive them to greater things. We don't grow being comfortable. We grow when we are uncomfortable. I think back to my 13-year-old son who's going through a growing spurt right now. It's amazing how he's tired, sore, and he is so uncomfortable, but we don't see it as a bad thing. We see it as a good thing, not because he's hurting, but because he's growing. And when we understand that uncomfortability is when we grow, we will soon learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable. What's holding you back from your dream life? Your dream life is waiting for you to take charge of it. Just as the recruit in the Air Force walks off the bus and feels lower than they've ever felt, they feel like they've made the mistake. They go from excitement to be yelled at. They go from comfort to uncomfort. They go from I'm excited about my future to oftentimes, what did I get myself into? Although the reality is they are already at their maximum potential, they just haven't had the right to wear the stripes yet. You are always ready to reach your maximum potential. However, through your restrictions, you have not allowed that to happen. So the question is, what are your fears? Little or big? What fears are your excuses to stay comfortable today? The excuses you have allowed you to justify where you are in your life. You're not only keeping you from success, but they're keeping you from your God-given potential. Your potential starts with your thinking. What fears are keeping you from success? As we talked about earlier, the safety nets. The trapeze artists are not in fear. They are confident of their ability and the potential that they have to entertain the masses, although everybody around them believes they are in danger. In reality, they are safe. However, people believe that they walk under the trap, they are actually safe, but yet they're actually in danger because that same net has become a trap. The net doesn't change. It's where you are in relation to that net. Are you living above the net? Are you living below the net? Your passion, as far back as a child, has been canceled. Allowing yourself to be comfortable is living under that net and not thriving above the net. The confidence that you had as a child often gets extinguished by the flames of excuses. Fear actually will cancel your dreams if you allow it to. Or it will propel you into your potential if you use fear for what it was meant to be used for. The key is to learn how to dream. And not only how to live your dream life, but master your dream life. Do I still know how to dream? Do you still know how to dream? Or every dream that you dream, you cancel it by saying, but that's not possible. But I'm too old. But that's not how I've been able to do it. But anytime you take a dream and you cancel it with a but, you cancel the dream and you replace it with the restriction. I teach my clients each and every day when we talk about goals. I teach them to dream without restrictions, because the higher you dream, the higher your expectation, the higher you're able to reach. But when that reach is not above where you are today, you will never be able to reach higher than that, because the reality is it's not that you don't necessarily know how to dream, it's do you allow yourself to dream? And oftentimes we got to the point that we've lowered our expectations to the point that we don't allow ourselves to dream because we believe that complacency is where we need to be. Because it's a skill that you learned as a child, and it's a skill you can still relearn. It's a powerful concept, but we have to look at the hard truth. At some point, you must decide to make the choice to live your dream life. At some point, you must say, I must change and take charge in order to advance toward my dreams. Are you willing to do that today? I can't wait for circumstances to change. I teach my clients when we talk about goals is goals are not past tense. Goals are not future tense, they're past tense. They don't hope to make $1 million next year. They made $1 million by January 1st. And I have them write that on the mirror so they see that every single day. See, it's not a matter that we're hoping that our circumstances will change. You can't wait for them to change because in your mind they've already changed. That's the power of possibility, potential thinking. Because I don't need permission to reach my dreams. If you could dream with no restrictions or no constraints, what would that look like? Think about that possibility. If you can dream without restriction, how big would you be willing to dream? Yes, willing to dream. It is not a matter of ability, it is a matter of willingness. How big would you allow yourself to dream? Dream again like a child. Dreaming like a child is not a guarantee of success, nor a magic formula. It is rising up to your expectations. People will rise to their expectations. You are no exceptions. When you look in the eyes of a child, when they are confident in their dreams, they play and they look towards and they act as if it's already happened. You look at a little young boy or girl playing a firefighter or a police officer. They are already there, not hoping to be there. Why? Is because they dream without restrictions. What is your choice? Are you willing to dream again? Your stumbling block is not dreaming. Not dreaming will lower your potential. You will never achieve what you know you can achieve. Why did you sign up for this webinar? You want to live your dream life. However, something is missing. Today is the day to make the choice to not just live the dream life, but to also master that dream life. You need to force yourself to dream again. You need to force yourself to dream again. It's really about possibility thinking. And when I say this is not like what we've heard about possibility, just focusing on, I hope it happens. It's training your mind, it's training your thinking with the understanding that what you think is what you believe. What you believe is how you act, and your actions will focus on a successful outcome, regardless of the circumstances. Does that mean that everything always goes your way? No. But what it means is you are always in control of your thoughts, and it's amazing, your expectations will always rise when you believe that they're high enough. It's a powerful concept. It's powerful to understand how, when you dream without restrictions, you're able to do so much more. It's more of a possibility instead of a very low probability. So what's the next step? The decision. What decision are you going to make today to prepare yourself to dream again? What decision are you going to make today to dream again? You might walk away from this webinar. You might check out early because you're so focused on your restrictions that you are unwilling to dream. If you're sitting here thinking that, I can't help you, because the first step is you've got to be willing to dream again. You've got to prepare yourself to dream again. If you don't, nothing will change. Many of you got on this webinar because there's a thought in your mind that says something has got to give, something has got to change. But are you willing to lower those restrictions and allow it to happen? Or are you going to walk away from here with the same thoughts and the same beliefs that you've always had? You have to change your thinking. Changing your thinking is crucial. The key to mastering your dream life is to double your productivity and reduce your stress. The next step after living your dream is to put the skills in place to be able to master not only your dream life, but your life. You have to make the change. If you don't make that change, nothing happens. You can think about it, you can wonder about it, you can talk about it, but if you don't make the change, it doesn't happen. The key is you have to act now. If you don't act now, it doesn't happen. The next step is your choice to master your potential. When you master your potential, you master your dream life. You are not putting action into practice when you refuse to master. Your potential to do twice as much in half the time is the beginning of mastering your potential. Imagine this: no longer going to bed and getting up in a world of disappointment and discouragement. Changing to end your day and looking forward to starting a new day. You can have choices. You can walk away from this seminar in the same way that you started, or you can take what you have learned today and take it to that next step of mastering your potential, mastering your dream life. What we are offering today, as you have learned how to live your dream life, and we talked about the 5 potentials, today we have another opportunity. On November 1st, 2018 at 10 a.m., we have a special webinar that is going to help you learn how to do twice as much in half the time. That's the first skill that you learn. When you learn how to take that dream life and actually change your actions around it, it will make it that much more powerful, not only for you, but everybody around you. This class is normally $8.99. Today, for you on this webinar, it is available at $1.99. On November 1st, 2018 at 10 a.m., we're going to offer this special class for those of you who not only want to live your dream life, but you want to master that dream life. You want to master your potential. All you have to do is give me a call today at 623-628-1996. The class is filling up. I want to make sure that you have a spot. 623-628-1996. The moment this webinar ends, the phones will be opening up, and we're going to teach you not only how to live your dream life, which you've learned today through those 5 principles, but we're going to teach you how the first step to mastering your potential. Your life will change if you let it happen. If you don't let it happen, it will never happen. For the special price of $1.99, this class is normally $8.99. Today we're going to offer it $1.99, but you have to make the choice. You have to call today because the class is filling up fast. I want you to have a spot, but you need to make that choice. Thank you so much for the opportunity to serve you today. It has been a privilege to speak to you today. I look forward to hearing from you as you make the decision to master your potential, because it's the greatest time in history to be in business. I invite you to follow me on LinkedIn, Twitter. Value is provided each and every week. On my LinkedIn page, there is content every day. I ask you to follow me so you can see some of the great value that we do offer. My website is bobrisch.com. That's BOBREISH. You can get all my contact information on there. And again, my number is 623-628-1996. I look forward to hearing from you. For those of you that want to master your potential, master your dream life. Again, my name is Coach Bob Risch. It's been a pleasure speaking with you today. Have yourself a great day, and God bless.